We were not let there, like we were not let there. We were not let there. Before, yeah, like we were there, yeah, before you so well. In fact, I mean, very, very cheap. Like you use your issue like you are. No, not today. Everywhere we go, never be here. We get, we do not. Like we were not let there. We were not let there, like we were not let there. We were not let there. The way today, we are divided, holding our praise, start trying our praise before we were not let there. We were not let there, like we were not let there. We were not let there, like we were not let there. We were not let there. Like we were today, in a therapy taking, suffering like this, no food to eat, no clothes to wear, no food to sleep before we were not let there. We were not let there, like we were not let there. We were not let there, like we were not let there. We were not let there. They were today, everything I let there. They were today, everything looking at it. Papa, we are here, all of the day before we were not let there. They were today, everything looking at it. Papa, we are here, all of the day before we were not let there. Okay. I want to say a pleasant welcome this morning. Welcome to this edition of the program, Critical Analysis. On today's edition, we humble this morning again, sitting here, making sure to bring you our first segment of the program, the headlines that has to do with the trending national issues in Liberia, Africa, and the rest of our own world. And so, if you are there following our live broadcast, we want to say a blessing welcome this morning. And I am tightly seated this morning, sitting behind the microphone this morning. I'm Jasper F. Andrews. Um, I'm opportune to sit behind the microphone this morning to bring you headlines and trending national issues as it relates to Liberia and the rest of our 15 counties uh, where we are seated here. I am seated here to make sure that all of the happenings, be it in Moserado County, be it in Grand Baza, be it in any part of the country you think about, the trending national issues is our first segment of the program this morning. And if you're following this program, we want to see a pleasant welcome again as we quickly dive into our first development that is coming up this morning. Our first headlines that are coming up this morning. And this one says CPJ rings open bell at NASQA to make 30th anniversary of World Press Freedom Day. And I read again, it says CPJ rings open bell at NASQA to mark 30th anniversary of World Press Freedom Day. And that is coming from the front page Africa this morning. And you can grab a copy of that development that is coming from a front page Africa this morning. And this one also coming from front page Africa, and it says failed campaign promises haunt Representative Melvin Cole in Bond County. And this one says failed campaign promises haunt Representative Melvin Cole in Bond County. And front page Africa is also reporting that story here this morning, this afternoon. So you can grab a copy of that development that is coming on right there from front page Africa. And quickly we dive into this development that is coming from the New Dawn newspaper that says Nima Quado accuses PYJ. Nima Quado accuses PYJ. And you can also grab a copy of that development that is coming from the people of Nima County that accusing Senator Brent White Johnson, and that is coming from the New Dawn newspaper. You can grab the copy of that development right there also and get a full details of the story that is coming out there. And this one coming from Front Page Africa, and it also says 22 indigenous communities in Margibi County write World Bank President David Mapas seeking reforms, compensation, and preparation over SRC's alleged action. Say 22 indigenous communities in Margibi County write World Bank's President David Mapas seeking reforms, compensation, and preparation over SRC's alleged action. And you can also grab a copy of that development that is coming from the Front Page Africa this afternoon. And this one is also coming from allafrica.com. Allafrica.com. It says Boakai urged to reconcile with aggrieved allies. Ambassador Joseph Numa Boakai urged to reconcile with aggrieved allies. And you can also grab a copy of that development that is coming from allafrica.com newspaper. And we quickly dive into this one that is also coming from Front Page Africa that says Deputy Speaker dedicates Those Wind Clinic in Grand Crew posed to provide free medical services to the public. Deputy Speaker dedicates Those Wind Clinic in Grand Crew posed to provide free medical services to the public. And you can also grab that development that is coming from Page Africa that is coming from the Grand Crew County lawmaker and also Deputy Speaker of the House of Representative for Nati Kofor. And this one says, and it's also coming from Page Africa, and it says, Fallas urges fighting groups in Sudan to seek the path of non-military solution. Fallas urges fighting groups in Sudan to seek the path of non-military solution. And that development is coming from the Federation of African Law Students. And you can also grab a copy of that story and you will get the full details of that story that is coming from the Front Page Africa online newspaper. And this one also says it's coming from Page Africa. It says promising accountability. Yamoti takes President Mito report to local communities. Promoting accountability. Yamoti takes President Mito report to local communities. And you can also grab the copy of that development that is coming from Page Africa newspaper. And quickly we dive into this development that is coming from allafrica.com. And this one says, we are under public criticism. We are under public criticism. And you can also grab the copy of that development that is coming from All Liberal newspaper right there. And All Liberal newspaper is also reporting that this headline says, completely reckless and ungrateful. Completely reckless and ungrateful. And who says that? You can grab the copy of that newspaper that is coming from the All Africa newspaper.com. And that person is seated on a photo is Honorable House of Representative District Number 8, Honorable Moses Akaros Gray, who is posted in front of that newspaper. And we quickly dive into this one again that's coming from Page Africa. It says, give us tools and enabling environment to make Liberia's health sector better. LMDC newly inducted chairperson urged government. And it says, give us tools and enabling environment to make Liberians' health sector better. LMDC newly inducted chairperson urged government. And you can grab the copy of that development that is coming from Page Africa, and you will get the full details of that story that is coming from right there. And quickly, we also dive into this one that is coming from the New Dawn newspaper. Says opposition supporters switch loyalty to Representative Gray. Opposition supporters switch loyalty to Representative Gray. And you can also grab the copy of that development that's coming from the New Dawn newspaper right there, and you will get the full details of that development that is coming there. And this one says from allafrica.com, says acceptance remark of Senator Jeremiah Kpankun on his selection as vice standard bearer and running mate to Honorable Joseph Nyawa of the Unity Party. And you can also grab the copy of that development that is coming from the allafrica.com newspaper, and you will get the full details of that story right there. And this one says, this is from the Analyst newspaper. It says, Ellen Johnson Sirleaf raps on critical issues affecting Africa: laws, bad governance, security, and gender commandants. And you can also get that development that is coming from the Analyst newspaper this morning, and you will get the full details of that story that is coming from a former president of the Republic of Liberia, former President Ellen Johnson Sirleaf. And the New Dawn newspaper is also reporting this afternoon. It said VP Taylor endorsed Josephine Davis. VP Taylor endorses Josephine Davis. And you can grab a copy of that development that is coming on right there, and you will get the full details of that story that is coming from the Vice President of the Republic of Liberia, Dr. Honorable. And this one says, Liberians need to know. This one says, All Africa says, Councillor Wellot Sawa Donald nominated. Councillor Waliet Sawa do not nominated. You can also grab that development that is coming on right there from the All Africa newspaper this morning. And okay, folks, this is how we draw down the first segment. We draw down the curtain on the first segment of this program, the critical analysis, and our second segment will quickly be back as we take a very short break to be back and to give you the reasons what benefit does registered media institution get from government. Until then, we'll take a very short break and be back. Okay, welcome back. This is the program, The Critical Analysis on Talk TV Media Network. I am Jasper F. Andrews, your humble servant who is seated this morning to bring you that critical analysis you need to know about Liberia and other counties in Liberia. Uh, on this note, we dive into our second segment of the program, the critical analysis. In If you are watching us this afternoon, as you can see it, um, we we've been joined by uh, our one of our reporter and son uh, person in the US, and we will quickly want to say welcome to Talk TV Media Network as I'm seated this morning to bring you this uh, headlines that I wrote this morning. What does registered media institution get from government? Welcome to the show.
Yeah, welcome. Thank you, man. Thank you, man, Jasper, for your hard work over there. Appreciate it. It's early on my side. It's just 7:45 a.m. and I just thought I'd jump into your broadcast this morning to just, disrupt you a little bit, you know. But good job, man. You and the guys down there.
Yeah, thank you for being part of the platform this morning on critical analysis. And like I really said, we are looking at what we are looking at this morning, or talking about this morning. We are looking at benefit that media institution. What benefit does registered media institution get from government? Uh, if you can recall, most of the media institutions, I don't know whether they are registered or not, but the registered institution under the government, under the Republic of Liberia, that government have control over. What does these media institution get from government? Do you care to tell us what benefit does these media institution get from government? Those registered media institution?
Well, I think that's a very brilliant question, and in responding to that, I think a lot of power players comes to mind, and one of those has to do with the PUL, the Press Union of Liberia. Um, that should be the voice for media institutions, the champion for media institutions in the country, as well as also the Ministry of Information. When it comes to benefits, um, if you recall celebrating World Freedom Day yesterday, how journalists across the globe, not only Liberia, um, are hardly been persecuted or killed, detained because they are in search of truth. That voice is being, people are trying to silence that voice, according to what UN, United Nations, UNESCO mentioned. And we are the watchdogs of society. And if you silence the voice of the watchdog, the society is never protected. So when it comes to benefits, I don't know what you might be talking about in terms of maybe um, financial benefits or opportunities for government to allocate journalists or institutions, media institutions for uh, their journalists to travel across the globe for trainings and as well as other benefits that may pop up, because there are lots of benefits and the profession is noble. It's a noble profession. as any other media, not just media, but as any other profession, journalism is very important. It's a noble institution, very, very vital, very pivotal to every nation survivor. And I think that it comes with its own territory. When you talk about benefits, right? PUL supposed to, the president of Liberia should be able to champion the cause. They should take the step forward. But with all the infighting that is going on for leadership, member institutions pay their dues, but there are no benefits. I remember the days when a member institution is arrested by government or by a police officer, they would swiftly step in. If one of their own is taken to court, they will step in. And I think these are some of the benefits that are needed, because people are downplaying media institutions. At the same time, they're telling us, our government officials, they need us because there's no way they can become popular. There's no way they can run their campaigns without print media or electronic media. However, television, and they need us. So, because of that need, we need to realize we are valuable as media institutions and we need to play right so people will have respect for you guys because your life is at risk. Imagine you as a journalist go out to investigative journalist goes out to find a story, follow up a story, and you know that your life, especially in Africa, is at risk. Knowing the source is a government official, and you know that the story is true, and they know that if the story comes out, it's going to cause a lot of chaos or cost them their job. Guess what? You are at risk right there. They're going to start do everything, whatever it takes to muffle that story or to get rid of you. You know. So, and it's part of that capital that we talked about yesterday as well. But those benefits, those are benefits that PUA need to step up. Journalist rights. That's what I think should be exercised. Restraint. Our leaders need to be tolerant. You know, don't tie the hand of the hand that has the pen. The hand that has the pen. Don't tie that hand. Don't break that hand because that hand could bury you today. That same hand could resurrect you, get you come alive. That is the importance of media institutions. But I'll let you get your input in there because I didn't mean to interrupt your show today. When somebody goes to a wedding or they have a party going on and somebody just step into you know
Yeah,
jailbreak the party, but it's in a good way.
yeah. In that period, like you really said, journalists are not really protected under the law. In Liberia, we see journalists being marginalized by police officers, they've been brutalized, and sometimes the police will tell you, look, you don't have to go this way. You don't have to do that because journalists are not people that are supposed to really be restricted when it comes to certain national issues because they are the watchdogs. Even the police, sometimes they get informed through the media, they get
Right.
informed through journalists. But then if you silence the journalists or media institution and then you want to place them in a certain position that they will not be able to function according to their scope of work, then it become problem. and the information that is needed for the public, they won't get it. But another thing there is, you see, when I talk about government, there are a lot of media institutions in Liberia, be it not registered. There are a lot of them. But I just want to conscientize the government of Liberia to see the best way that those media institutions that are fully registered with government should get all of the benefits that an entity needs. That is, be it financial benefit, be it traveling benefit, be it training benefit, whatever benefit or register. Because if somebody doing business with you and or wants to do business within your company, let's take the government to be a company, and then you put on your guidelines and say, before you become member of this body, you have to go through this, and after going through this, we have some set of benefit, and you will be put out there whenever there is a training that come out for media institution or traveling with president or whoever, that alone. But the government of Liberia has not been able to do that because there are a lot of media institutions that are not registered in Liberia in caring about news, which I believe is very bad, and government need to step up and see that those who register get certain benefit. That's the only way those media institutions that are not registered in doing legal business with government, will make them to register or to follow the proper channel. Okay. Quite recently, I attended we went, I think you are aware, when I went to the National Election Commission, where every institution had in their reporter to cover the biometric registration that is ongoing, or that is the first phase took place into the first 6 counties, including Moserado County. They put up that identical vacancy, not vacancy, but notice of information that all media institutions that are wanting to cover this identical program should sign up and should make should write an application letter and send in their reporters. In every institution that have interest in that identical coverage, they went in, they register and went for their tech, and their tech, wherever they use the tech to go on the field to get information, report actual information, because that way, anything you report on the registration process, that means the National Election Commission have you in their database, have your entity in your database. And I believe that if government was seeing in that same direction, that those media institutions that are registered, whenever government having an event, they should give first preference to those media institutions that are registered and paying their taxes to government. That first
Yeah,
preference
you're
should be
right.
given to them.
I
But
think I think
government
that's
is not, yeah, and
I think
government
that's
is not
I
giving
think
it. Government is
I
not
think
looking
that
in that direction.
that's a very salient point, Jasper, you just mentioned. With media institutions that are registered, they should be given that preference, as in someone who is just in the entourage of a diplomat or a senator or a government official who has a cell phone, and they just feel like they can film anything and that's it. Because what's happening is, if you are going to allow or put on the books for a media institution to pay 500 or 1,000 United States dollars to register as an institution, and they don't get the benefits to even enter a room to cover a press conference, that's a problem. But someone who is not even registered, who just has a Facebook page, social media page, or Twitter, or TikTok, you know, has the preference, the first preference. That is ridiculous. That's a very good point. And the Ministry of Information need to step up on that. I am literally calling on the Minister Lejehu Rennie, to make sure media institutions that are registered, like ours, and others, are given those benefits when it comes to covering the election, major press conferences. If you cannot show that badge, validate that, you don't get in to cover that. Then this will weed out, and this what happens is that it will weed out those unscrupulous media institutions that call themselves journalists or media institutions. That's what that would do, because and it will force some of them who are serious to get into this business
Exactly so.
to register. And guess what? It becomes a win-win because the government then now will start making more money. That's what happens. But they're not implementing that right now. So that's a very good point. And if and PUL need to emphasize and take that to the minister as well. If I'm a member of an organization and I'm paying my due diligence and my fees, I think I should be protected. I think I should be given the first preference benefits. Who should cover the Senate, which media institution should cover the executive mansion. These are it. Because when you look among these guys in Senate, some of this media that cover the Temple of Justice, these ministries and stuff, they're just a lone wolf. It's just like a lone wolf with a cell phone. That's it. You
Exactly
know, uh,
so.
that's it. A lone guy who just has a platform and wants to get himself popular. You know, it's
Because
just wanting to
these
get
are
there to promote himself.
these are criteria the government need to look at. Because even if you have a reporter to the Senate, the legislature, you have a reporter there, the media institution that should be given that preference is the one who have been doing business with government without any delay, right? Without any delay.
Hmm.
And that person should be given that preference. But unlike in Liberia, other ministries and agencies, they just have their own guys. Oh, look, my man, just come and do my thing, man. When you finish, I just do this and do. I
Yeah,
don't
send it
think
to
it's
me. My man, yeah, lating or yeah, something. I mean, don't forget the
yeah.
thing.
You know what I'm saying?
And I'm, and
And
another
those
thing,
who go
another thing that I observe even around the executive mansion is this. You know, this cherry picking, because you are an independent network and you're not part of the government. You are reporting. You are part of Liberia. You were working for Liberia, not for any person. You want to make sure the stories are factual, and you become critical on national issues. You know what they do, and you want to have your reporter at the executive mansion or any of these places where you would delve into the issues to get to the
they will not
source,
go
to the
there. They
bottom.
will go there.
Yeah, they will not let you in there, bro.
They
They
will
will
not
not
let
even
us
give you that certification or whatsoever. They only
from
want people around them that click that will talk good. Even look at some of the few ones that are opportune to even be around the president, right? When he's coming, knowing already the president hardly is not someone who is used to the media to address the media. This guy's, I mean, they're asking him a question, and the press how you call him? I just forgot his name. Is standing right there as to they
Smith Toby.
literally want to, yeah, they literally want to detect as to what question you should ask the president.
Exactly so. And
You
in
know,
fact, sometimes you go for certain press conference, and then you tend to in the background, the public relation to that individual will tell you, look, gentlemen, I don't think, in fact, we will let few institutions to just ask question, or we don't want people asking critical questions that
Yeah,
will tend to damage the way. A journalist is always a journalist. You don't restrict journalists how to ask questions. The public need to know
but that is our job. That is our job to find the hard answers, questions, to find out if you are running for a public office as a public servant. You owe that to the people you serve. You owe that to the population, to the public. And the job of the watchdog is to find out. Look at the issue that is. I saw it on Facebook, and I wanted you to mention to talk, even talk about that, about it. Speakers sharing a lot of money. The country is suffering, and they're sharing a lot of money, brand new labyrinth notes and stuff like that, pile up on
well,
table and stuff like that. If you see a
you,
scenario like that, and as a journalist, you want to get to the bottom of it. What is going on here? You're a public servant. The country is suffering. There's no money, but here you are as a senator or speaker of the house, whatsoever. You displaying money. How do you perceive that? These are the kind of question you ask these guys. But when you want to get inside there to ask, they say, "Oh no." The first thing they're gonna stop you because you're not part of that clique.
all right. We
Hello,
we
Joshua.
want to take a very short break to be back. Okay.
Can you hear me? Are you there?
I'm getting. We got to start up with the network.
Yeah. Okay.
So you see, and if the government were seeing in that direction and try to put things in place, when you go, you do your media registration and get all of the and pay all of the fees that you need to get, that you need to pay and pay them. They hand you your flag receipt. There should be apart from the certificate, there should be a tech that will grant you entry to every programs that government have.
Yeah.
There should be a tech. That tech, it represents your institution. That it represents your institution. That this institution have gone the rank and file of registration. They have getting all of their documents. They are doing business with government, and government owe them this tech to have to enter every government programs or government rally or any institution to authenticate information, get information, or get story or interview anybody. That should be a type that will represent the institution. And if government will do it in that direction, I believe those media institutions that are sitting and feeling somehow lenient to register, they're going to get into it because as an institution, you need to get you need to provide information. How will you provide information when you have not met your ability with the government? So I believe that government should think in that direction. The Minister Lejehu Reni and out of the press union of Liberia, should come together and work and see how best those media institutions should be, though the registered ones should be recognized by government and should have a certain tag that will represent, almost that it's a free clearance or free entry to every government rally or government program. What do you
Yeah,
have to say on
yeah,
that?
yeah. I think that makes sense. Since if they are if they want to even they could do that, but if there are exceptions to certain places to not cause more confusion, you could give a general clearance, as in once you're a registered institution, you have a tag that gives you the benefit or the go ahead, the authority to go cover as many, except like in the case of the executive mansion,
Yeah,
wherein the president needs to be safe,
yeah,
and
and
so those are areas where maybe extra layer of security could be put in place, or the house or the vice president, or the chief justice. These are areas, but other institutions of government, um, they need to start thinking in that direction. As in, here in the US, you're a journalist working for an institution, you have your identity. And if I need to go somewhere to go do a story, I just need to show my ID, and then it's left with them now to verify if I am legit or authentic, to call the media institution. Does this person work for you guys? You know, and easy like that. So I hope that journalism in Liberia, the government will look serious into it to make it, um, as in when I was looking at the just the media index that came up yesterday by um, UNESCO. Liberia is one of those countries that is in a problematic line. Well, what am I trying to say? Man, the word is phrasing out of my head. Problem. This is some of the stuff that happens sometimes when you just wake up from sleep. Problem areas, countries that falls within that group range. That's what I'm trying to say. So if you look at the red line areas index of that report, um, Liberia doesn't fall in it, which is good. But it says wherever we fall, where we are now, we still need more work to be done. You know, so the government needs uh, to do more work. The media institutions need to do more work to make sure that we can fight those who are trying to tarnish the media institutions, because once we let them, because of Cato, because of brown envelopes and stuff, it will destroy the entities that we all stand for. That even those who came before us, that lay
Exactly, sir.
down their life for professional reporting, unbiased reporting. You know, we need to step up to the place where we carry the mantle for them and leave that same legacy behind for others to follow. That this is how, when you're looking at a story, you don't look at a story from a one-sided standpoint. You're looking at a story from a two-way perspective. He, she, he said, he say, she say. You know, you said, you like a judge. A journalist is like a judge. You hear a story about someone, about me, and you just go and report.
You
It could be
authenticate
false.
information.
Yes. So you hear a story about me, you come to me, like, this is what I heard about you. Is it true? Then I could say no, it's not true. Then now that gives you more work now to dig deep for the truth. You are in search of the truth as a journalist. And if you
Exactly, sir.
do that, you always have a job. This is what our guys, our fellows, colleagues do not understand. If you play the side of independent reporting, you will always have a job in this industry, because government comes and go. If you are so biased, so one-sided, and that government at the end of the day is gone. Where do you stand when everybody know that once upon a time you've been this kind of person? It's hard for me to employ you, knowing how you've been running your profession all along, you know, because I'm looking for free thinking minds, people, journalists that will look for a story, look at a story in two ways, and not just conclude. Present it to the world. Let the world be the listeners, or the readers be the judge, but not you being the judge, you know.
Yeah, okay. Also,
But
folks, if you are following
I,
all,
I
we
I
want to
just
say
I just I just got
this
it,
is
man. I
Top
just got
TV
it. It's
Media
my
Network.
Jasper.
On
It's
it.
I beg to leave you, man. I just got in, just to contribute my 1 2 1 2. It's morning. I gotta get ready for work. Um, and then I'll catch up with you later.
All right, it was wonderful having you on the platform this afternoon again. Thank you for following, and we hope that you will wake up early in the morning and chip in to have your own take on 20 national issues that are in Liberia.
All right. You take care, folks. Continue the good work.
Thank you. Okay, folks, we want to say that was our our gather from the US who was making sure to give us his own of analysis as to how government institution or what benefit does register institution get from government. And so, folks, if you are there, we want to say welcome. This is Talk TV Media Network on the critical analysis, and I'm always here to making sure to bring you the critical voice and the critical analysis that you need to know. And we are also happy to always have you following us and also give us a comment on our show whenever you are following us, and we will know exactly what is going on. We will also be in position to read your comments as you follow us throughout. Your comments are very much important to us. You can even say hi to us, or if you also want to be if you want to contribute to some of our stories or some of our headlines that we have here, you just need to comment on our link on our platform. Then we will definitely share the link with you, and you will come in just how our dad came in this afternoon to have his own contribution on a platform. We want to say a very pleasant welcome again. We want to say thank you for following us. Thank you. This is Talk TV Media Network. We hope to follow. We hope that you follow us tomorrow again as we will be here. But Friday on critical national issues. We have a motivational program. We motivate our followers. We motivate our hard working people in Liberia. We motivate our citizens. We talk to them on social issues, not political. We will chip in politically, but it will basically be on social activities. So every Friday we talk social activities, and Saturday we are here. We're going to start a program on Saturday advocating for the needed one, those who are really in need, those who need help in Liberia, those who need help in Liberia, most especially the people with disability, the blind, the crippled, our disadvantaged youth. We will start having a program every Friday. We will have that program here where we will have people bringing in whatever they think they can bring to have our disadvantaged brothers, our disabled people, to reach out to them. So Friday we will be introducing that program on Talk TV Media Network. I just thought to chip in a little bit to tell you about a little bit about Friday Jam. So if you are following us and you want to always be part, if you want to be part of our show, just hit me up and we will always bring you on our platform and to provide us with your own take how you feel about the trending national issues on the critical analysis. So until then, we want to say bye bye from now. And this is the music that introduces and closes the program, the critical analysis.
Very, very cheap. love you to Nigeria. God of today, everywhere we go, never be a